300 subscribers in the next month or two. I'm not going to let it not. We're also very close. This is also a big thing. We're also very close to actually killing Port as the bit boss. I think Port's been the bit boss for what, like the last month? Port had an insane donation train last month and he became the bit boss. I don't think he's been close to being killed ever since. So, pretty crazy. But he's down at 3k health. We've nearly done it. We've nearly beaten him. Good job, team. Good job. Alright, guys, I'm sorry for some of the delays in getting into games today. But we are good to go into GuMiho Namshar. To the top right-hand side, our blue Terran player from Storm Gaming. It is GuMiho. And he's going up against the red Zerg. To the bottom left-hand side from Dead Pixels, it is Namshar. GuMiho 1-1 in the group, Namshar 1-0. So whoever wins this advances out of the group alongside Nurture at this point. There is no way to make this a three-way tie. Because Namshar is the player, well, yeah, because if GuMiho beats Namshar, Namshar's at 1-1. Oh no, it could be a three-way tie between winners, I suppose. It could be a 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 tie. Okay, so I guess it's not guaranteed who goes through just yet. As we do just get this set up, and we do just look to see what's going to be happening. Seeing a Marine going on a bit of a hunt for an Overlord. We saw this in Abyssal Reef. GuMiho hungry to grab an Overlord kill early on. And he's going to find this Overlord early on here on Blackpink. Namshar starts running away, going to try and get that Overlord to some high ground, which I think is all the way over here is the high ground for the Overlord. Is that high ground? I'm not 100% sure. As you're going to see, those two Marines going to be able to pick that Overlord off, and it is indeed going to go down. So Overlord gets picked off right there. We're just going to be seeing the factory is on the way up as well. GuMiho going to get that finished up in the next couple of moments and get that ready to roll. As a few Zeglins just running around as well, getting set up to go. Queen just sat on the natural expansion as well. A drone comes up towards the third hatch. Obviously going to get that into position nice and quickly. And, well, we've seen GuMiho play Bio once today, so I'm not going to try and make any predictions as to what he's going to do here on Blackpink. I mean, he played Bio on Abyssal Reef of all maps as well, which is like the map to play mech on. You know, if you want to play mech, that would be the map. So, yeah, he's showing us a bit of everything. We'll see what he wants to do this time around as we start up into this 5th series of the day. It's moving along pretty quickly. Moving along pretty quickly. I think a good gift would be being named in Avex's next map as an Autobot or a Critter. Well, I mean, that's not mine to give away. That's, that would be an Avex of goal, but sadly I'm not Avex. I'm not a map-making god. Believe it or not, guys. I always thought it'd be cool to get into map-making, then I was like, well, actually, yeah. Yeah. What's up, Milo Shapiro coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Guys, honestly, so much love today. I can only say thank you yet again. That's 30 subs in one day. What is going on? Thank you so much, Milo Shapiro, for that Twitch Prime. Let's see some Wardy hearts in the chat. Let's see some love in here for another new subscriber. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Again, subscribers do get those replay packs. This is going to be Nurture's build here, actually, from Namshar. The kind of the fast left, the Rotron. Let me just finish that forward. Subscribers will get a replay pack at the end of this stream, guys. I'll send out the replay pack I send out once. So if you're a new sub, you will get a replay pack in your Twitch inbox by the end of today. You will also get new replay packs for the rest of the month as well. As you're going to see, this Viking is going to come in and is going to be able to pick off Overlord number 1 there. Nice little kill as we do see that roach speed. Namshar straight away for +1 carapace upgrade as we see the +1 weapons from GuMiho. I like it. It's actually going to be pretty good against the, you know, if it was a fast like set of Cyclones or so. Anyways, Marines and Hellions going towards the main. Hellions going towards the side, which can of course morph into Hellbacks at this stage. And of course, see behind this, well, the Liberator coming up too is another way to be a little bit aggressive as Hellbat's running towards the third and Namshar. Well, one thing about going for this fast Roach plays is, well, his Queen Count's on 5, it's not bad, they're just not gathered together right now. He just needs to get some Roaches out. You know, if you're going to build into these fast Roaches, you really can't be affording to actually lose out on workers, etc. To an attack like this, you should be prepared to deal with it as, oh no, the Hellbats are finding the stacked up drones behind the mineral line in the main base. And that's going to be very painful as a bunch of drones going down already. Hellbat's now just wandering in towards the Naturals. Roaches trying desperately to catch up with him to shut these down. Some good damage being done here as we're going to be seeing those Hellbats getting picked away at. Hey, workers going down. Apparently I didn't host this one with GameHawk, guys. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I actually have no idea why, but apologies for that. As you're going to see those roaches coming in and going to pick off another couple of Hellbats here. One last Hellbat on the natural. That's going to go down as well. And that's going to be it for now, but I feel like Namshar took a lot of damage here. 13 workers, a lot of time spent just running around the map with drones rather than actually mining. Should put GuMiho into a position where he's done a good amount of damage, enough to feel very comfortable moving forwards here, as that barrack's going to move off the tech lab, and it is going to be a factory to follow up with, a factory on the tech lab. Banshee's coming through, and we see this Liberator hasn't really done much just yet. The first Banshee is actually still just the one in production. No cloak, right? So it's just a cloakless Banshee. Maybe just a safety thing because he saw so many roaches early. And getting set up and ready to go. Two Cyclones are going to drop in towards the third base, where there's actually only really a Queen here. Look at that +1 Carapace. It's so good against those Cyclone attacks, because the Cyclones obviously get affected by every single... Because the Cyclones fire so quickly, upgrades really do have a large effect against them. Ah, this is weird though. Namshar actually has to come back in and try and fight the Cyclones, and while drones and a Queen are not going to be too good, no way is to double Cyclone drop going to kill a hatchery. Wow, GuMiho loses a Cyclone, loses both of them in the end. Actually, I really could have saved those. Just a bit of a miss micro towards the end, as those roaches continue to come down over to the left-hand side. +1 missile attack, +2 Carapace coming through here, the +2 vehicle weapons on the way up on the armory as well, and he's going to be seeing that third CC, that third orbital from GuMiho lifting up and relocating down. Is behind this just immediate siege tank production, not going to go into fours. You know, he's built a few too many like Hellions and Cyclones and Banshees. He's delayed the 4-drop a bit too much to go into fours safely here, because he would just be a bit vulnerable to a big roach attack. So, getting across the map, looking to see what's going to happen. A lot of roaches to the right-hand side here, and we're going to be seeing a lot more roaches on the way through. I mean, I still like Namshar's roach count. It's just the problem is he's only making roaches. Where's his tech behind this? Okay, his upgrades are pretty good, but beyond that, he's just pure roach. There's finally the hydrogen coming down. He's playing this with 7 fewer workers on his opponent, and obviously there's a triple mule in the game as well. The income lead for GuMiho at this stage is absolutely huge. Look at that. You can see it to the bottom right here. 3.2 to 2k minerals income a minute. I mean, that is a big difference. It's a huge difference. Namshar needs to make something happen now with this fairly aggressive roach-based attack. Otherwise, he's going to be finding himself in some trouble. He's morphing in some Ravagers. He will have +2 Carapace. I mean, that's not going to have as much of an effect against tanks as it was against those Cyclones earlier on. Overseer comes in and will be moving overhead as we see Hellbats on the other side of the map will be shut down from denying the 4th base immediately. Here we go then, big attack forwards. Namshar will begin to split on up. The first tank going down with the Biles. A corrosive bile, a missile turret will get rid of the Overseer here, but he is going to get himself a position on the 3rd base where SCVs are starting to fall. Tank on the high ground actually dealing some damage, something he can't really reach as Namshar needs to do a little bit more here. Meanwhile, Hellbats are getting to work in the main base once again, and Namshar's not responding. He's pushed back, especially by this Banshee, which is probably going to kill at least the Ravagers on its way home. Namshar not moving with these units. Oh, GuMiho is starting to run away with this one then. I mean, taking a supply lead against a roach-based composition. It's not meant to be like this, as we're going to be seeing the roaches and a Ravager of Namshar. Well, trying to back away, but another Ravager getting picked off, and this Banshee finding so much value right now. It's just the single Banshee that was made, but man, it's doing a heck of a lot here as he continues to move down towards the bottom left, just chasing those roaches all the way away and giving himself some breathing room back at home on his 3rd base and all the rest of it. Someone asking in chat where I'm from. I am from the north of England, you got it right. I sound American when I'm casting. That's just because I don't want people to... I don't know. A lot of people say that I do sound like I'm from the north. I don't have a super strong accent, but I just try to make sure I don't sound too Geordie. Don't think, you know, I feel as though if you're a Geordie commentator, you gotta kind of really go for the comical value rather than the actual intellectual value of the of the commentary. I don't even have that good of a Geordie accent though. It's just like little bits and pieces, so I tried to iron it out a little bit when I'm casting. Banshee from GuMiho moving around, coming through the top side. I'm going to see 5 more Swarm Hosts currently on the way up from Namshar. I mean, Swarm Hosts got nerfed a little bit off of creeps. They're a lot slower nowadays, which makes them a lot more difficult to use, and obviously that just makes them, you know, it's a tough one for Zig because it means that mech is just a little bit more difficult to deal with, because Swarm Hosts were a big part about being able to trade with mech effectively and to keep mech players pinned back. I mean, they really were the bane of mech players for the last couple of weeks, as we see the Cyclones locking onto that Overseer. I mean, the thing is, the anti-air beyond the first few hits is a little bit poor, and oh yeah, he's trying to use the medevac for vision, but obviously with the queens there, it's very difficult to justify that, as GuMiho is still just building up at home. That tank-based army, Hellions in front, he's now making some Vikings as well to deal with potentially incoming Vipers, which is probably what Namshar aims to get off of this hive that's on the way up. You know, it's getting to that sort of point where, yeah, you know, GuMiho just has enough, and very soon he'll be starting to push. He's already got +2 weapons, he's actually halfway to +3. So yeah, I mean, a few more seconds and he might get ready to go across the map. I mean, it's just one of those things about kind of finding the right time. 160, 180 supply is a good kind of region to push in. You can see 180 starting to move across the map. He's sort of at this point where, you know, it's just nice to have a few units in production to fall back to post-fight. And so that's why 160 to 180 supply, rather than just being straight up maxed out, can be pretty nice. And also he's got that +3 coming in, that's going to kind of kick in probably towards the start of an actual fight here, unless Namshar engages mid-map. So that's going to be seeing the tank sieging up, and yeah, a few Hellions sitting in the center as well. Vikings actually picking up a few overlords. Namshar hitting a supply block here at 12 minutes in game. Not really what you would like. Again, where did this go wrong for Namshar? I mean, the early damage was good from GuMiho, and then Namshar tried to be aggressive, but when you've taken early damage like that, it will just slow down the aggression you have if you're, you know, if it's this sort of aggression that builds up and hits kind of 2 minutes after you've lost a bunch of those drones. And that's kind of where it hurt Namshar. He then didn't do enough of his aggression because he tried to be aggressive, he'd committed units to that, and then obviously that kind of costs him moving forwards again. I love the Hellions morphing from Hellbats there just to chase down those those Hydras for a couple of moments, as we're going to be seeing those, well, Swarm Hosts drop down. Kills off one siege tank here, that should be about it. The Locusts get cleaned up quickly. There's only 5 Swarm Hosts. Namshar's just been struggling for money. He lost that 4th base in the end to the continued drops of GuMiho, who just over time has played this game out rather wonderfully, maxed out here, and continuing to push. I mean, it's when the mech player has a bank, that's when you know you might be in a bit of trouble as the Zerg. And Namshar going to go counterattack, but because Gummy pushed out at 180-ish supply, he has reinforcements which have been rallied out, and he's got those coming out at home. He didn't bring his entire army across the map here, so providing these tanks do siege, which actually they don't, and a lot of the sieged up tanks are over towards the 3rd base as the Hellions morph into Hellbats to help out. Wow, is it even going to matter that the tanks aren't sieged? He's just continuing to do so well. One tank sieges over to the back. He's actually done do so well with this. Like, I feel as though only losing these few tanks for the majority of this army is completely fine. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, as a few SCVs will come in to try and help out, and not going to be that effective. A Viking will land as well. Transformation server is in play, helping out as well, as Locusts hit the main army. Not really doing too much. Okay, a couple of Hydras still remaining, so they got a bit more there than just a few tanks in the end. GuMiho's going to back away, giving a lot of respect to Namshar, giving them a lot of space and breathing room. Pulling back here in towards the center. A couple of tanks do siege up. A Viper goes down instantly, does absolutely nothing apart from dying. And that's the issue, just enough Vikings in the sky. It's only 4 or 5, but one Viper approaches on its own, it's going to go down. And again, Namshar didn't have all the money in the world. He wasn't able to build 4 or 5 Vipers, so he can lose one before an engagement. He only built 1. Now 2 more on the way, but, you know, build time plus the time it takes you to actually get energy on those. And that's going to be kind of painful. There's already a Hydra going down. Ravager, more Hydras being pushed back. Tanks will siege again. And well, it's a good concave from Namshar, but I just feel as though there might be a little bit too much mech here. You can see on the back, the south side, the Hellbats are doing a lot of damage. The Locusts really didn't do anything at all, and there's still Hellbats in front while Namshar is backing away from the first wave of this. And that's never a good sign. If you're not going to be able to jump straight on those tanks with your reinforcements, you're probably not going to break through the mech army, and Namshar knows it. Types out GGG. GuMiho taking game number 1 of this best of 3. Jim Sark with the Cheer 500, bringing Port to even lower HP. I'm so excited for Port to actually die as the bit boss. I've been waiting for this for so long. You guys have no idea. Literally a month. It's crazy. Thank you, Jim Sark, for the Cheer 500. Wardy's a booby streamer now? No. I'm a booty streamer. You know, I work the booty. Jim Sark, thank you so much for the Cheer 500, bro. I will get you a pink one, and I will hang it up when we come out of break. Sorry, just blowing on the just blowing on the ball, yeah, because that sounds good. Just trying to dry up the ink before I put it down on my desk. Alright, to the top left-hand side, give it up, guys, if you're cheering on our Blue Terran player from Storm Gaming. GuMiho. Up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. To the lower right, our Red Zerg from Dead Pixels. It's Namshar. Alright then. Game 2. Can Namshar bounce back? I mean, just took a little bit too much early damage in this game number 1 to really get himself rolling there in game number 2, in the kind of later stages. Let's see if we can just have a bit of a better kickstart here to the second game to see what's going to happen. Hand of Baskerville coming in with the brand new sub as well. How you doing, mate? Thank you very much for the $5 sub. Do appreciate it. Some more hearts in the chat, please, for Hand of Baskerville. You also get yourself a decoration. Let me know which color you'd like. We'll get it up on the tree. Wardy, how many words per minute can I type? I type pretty fast. I'd like to say it's probably one of the good things I'm good at in life. I type like 130-ish. 130, 140. Depends how good a day I'm having. But, yeah, I do type pretty quick. Something that I just learned through RuneScape, you know? Playing a lot of RuneScape back in the days, having to sell all my shit. Learn to type fast. I just always been able to type quite quickly. It's like something I just grew up being able to do. It's really weird. Very useful, though. It's really useful. Are there match arena codes? Not today. I'm really hoping the match arena codes come tomorrow. It's very difficult to promote the match arena when there isn't codes, so hopefully they are ready tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's get into this and see what's going to happen. A couple of queens, some lings just out front of the natural. And there's Reaper of GuMiho going to be coming on in and jumping in towards the main base as well. And having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Reaper jumps in towards the main, meanwhile an armory on the way up behind the natural mineral line here. So just getting that armory rolling. As you have a couple of Hellions coming over to the right side again, just poking and prodding, seeing what they can get up to. As you're going to see these couple of Zerglings coming in, and again, Hellions managing to grab a single kill already. Just poking onto this third base. I mean, the armory is super quick here. It's a much faster armory than usual, so it's going to be a lot of pressure with some very early Hellbats. Let's see how this goes. As you see, the Hellbat should morph in any second now. +1 behind this are probably going to go into a Cyclone-based follow-up. We're going to be seeing these Reapers. Well, the 2 Reapers is interesting too. Some grenades available to either push units back or even push them in towards the Hellbats at points. As you are going to see the Hellbats continuing to work their way through this. And this hatch is getting low. Namshar, he's got Lings coming in from the side. Now he's going to have to really commit onto this, I feel. He's actually going to grab the 2 Morphin Hellbats. That's really nice because he doesn't take any damage in that process. And that might just be the sort of difference he needs to make here. Now only 1 Hellbat and 2 Reapers left. He's going to lose another Queen, but I think it's fine. 2 Reapers left over, and well, eventually a few more Lings come out. It will push this back, and Namshar will defend. A good defense here. That was looking very close, and he's able to turn it around without losing the hatchery. Is obviously a huge, huge, huge deal. Crazy stuff. Wardy, your casting of WSG was superb, says Mr. Wayne Terra. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate the kind words. Always a pleasure to be able to do offline events. Hoping to get even more opportunities in 2018, of course. It was, yeah. It was really fun. You know, I think the best thing is just seeing all my friends. WSG is awesome because they have, you know, multiple other games, and they have a lot of casters for the other games that I'm really good friends with. A lot of UK guys, so it's really awesome to get to hang with them all. I've been to a few events with them, and obviously the StarCraft guys. Always a blast to hang with and work with. I mean, Roddy used to be my idol. Now I get to cast with him. It's just insane. Really good friends with Locos. It's awesome to get to cast with him at an event. But other than the DSCL, I'm going to be casting with him in another week or so, actually, in the Netherlands. And it was really awesome to meet Valdez, another guy who I kind of watched, kind of casting like a whole bunch of tournaments, like for, you know, a long time. Like, really awesome to get to meet him. He's a really cool guy. We had a couple of parties, a couple of nights out together. It was some good fun. So yeah, some good stuff. So thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was an absolute pleasure to be there for myself. So this game, I mean, again, just to jump back in, we've seen a couple bits and pieces going on, nothing too crazy. You see these Ling's coming up top from Namshar, going to try and do a little bit of damage, just trying to delay the first CC, so it's morphed into an orbital, and just try and grab an SCV also, maybe before, you know, GuMiho moves units into position. A lot of Marines here for GuMiho, by the way, and he's still making 2 Marines at a time, and yes, just needs some extra units just to help him defend initially, and maybe even a bit of a fake out here, so saying like, hey, look at me, I'm sort of playing bio, and if Namshar doesn't see the fact that it is double factory, well, then how does he respond to that? It's very difficult. The Cyclone drop last game actually found itself a hat-trick kill. This time, what will it be able to do as it pushes on in? It is going to hit this main base. You're going to see Cyclones. And there's some attack. Okay, obviously this time the Ling is a lot better at dealing with the Cyclones than the drones and the Queen. Namshar's going to be able to push this away, and, well, he holds on. Namshar a little behind in supply, but it's just because he's stacking up money. He was waiting for the hydrogen to finish or so, maybe some lava to become available. Anyways, as it stands right now, Hydra's on the way up. He is playing that Lingbane Hydra style. The interesting part of this is I kind of do really believe he thinks he's playing against Bio here, perhaps. It's tough to say, because Lingbane Hydra can work against Bio, it can work against Mech too. Now this is an interesting push up the right side. I mean, obviously GuMiho maybe says, well, I don't really need these Marines, let's see what I can do. I kind of feel as though Namshar's fairly well prepared to run in and just deal with this. Like, unupgraded Marines and only 2 siege tanks. I feel as though he should be able to engage into this somewhat easily. Yes, he doesn't have any Banes just yet, and the Hydra's still gathering up together. Man, if he was to lose his 4th base to the gold base to this, it would be huge. Actually, his main base starting to go down as well. The Liberator support will go a long way. There's no way. Does this push actually kill the gold base? Even if it doesn't, it's killed so many Hydras here. This is way more damage than I would have expected out of unupgraded Marines. As we can see, the Cyclone drops back down, and it grabs the main base. Wow, this is absolutely huge. As we see some Hellions coming across the map. I mean, they're going to get grabbed by these Zerglings here as they come and wrap around. Those Hellions taking some damage, and, well, it's finally something going Namshar's way, but there really isn't a lot going his way right now as he rushes up into the hive. Okay, he kept the gold base alive, that's something, but he loses the main base. He loses so many units trying to protect the gold base as well. GuMiho is just running all over Namshar right now and making a heck of a game out of it. Nice on siege to protect the siege tank from being blown up by its buddy. I just feel like GuMiho is just doing absolutely everything right so far. Namshar is not quite finding the same sort of levels of success, I guess. Just having a tough time here in this ZVT as, well, he takes his gas on the gold, and you see the single drone moving up the right to see what else is happening. Transformation servers on the way just to help GuMiho kind of morph into Hellbats, etc. a bit faster, maybe drop the Vikings down if needed. It's just one of those upgrades that's just going to be generically useful throughout the game, as we see the Hellions for now just scanning, shutting down creep, stopping Namshar from being able to really comfortably move onto the map super easily and so on. As Hellions moving around the center and coming over to the right hand side, going to take the watchtower and see what else they can do. As you can see these Lings running forwards, and when they get blown up, I mean, don't think they killed a single Hellion there. Blue Flame's pretty darn good. As we're going to be seeing this couple of creep tumors getting cleaned out. A couple more Lings going down, Hydras continue to push up, 1 Hellion getting picked away at. Ultra's Cavern on the way down, +1 missiles as well from Namshar as he continues to get set up. I'm sure wish I could vote on this game. God damn it, Port. This is, I mean, I'd have votes up if someone didn't make the stream so crazy with sub gifts today and completely get me flustered for the entire thing. I'm just bad at it, like, especially if I forget to set it up at the start and things start off crazy. It'll be here tomorrow, I promise. Or maybe even later for the Fermi Cup. Maybe even later for the Fermi Cup. As Hellions jumping in towards this mineral line, a few drones going down, and Hydra's going to be pushing forward, Cyclones as well. I'm going to be picking off this gold base, and we're going to see a few Broodlings do go down. A couple of Lings pop out, and they do get taken down as well. Going to be seeing these extra Zerglings also getting picked away at. They're also going to be falling over the next couple of moments, and I mean, units getting cancelled in the eggs. We're going to see a couple more creep teamers continuing to drop, and again, down this right-hand side, we're going to see 1 Queen picked off, a couple more drones. Just going to get absolutely roasted here, and I mean, it's just this push of GuMiho that Namshar was never going to stop after he was just so far behind earlier. And yeah, GuMiho doing enough throughout the game to be able to, well, make this work out. As we see these Cyclones, these Hellions, these Hellbats still in play, and okay, a few of them getting cleaned up, but man, I mean, GuMiho just has to reinforce the arm, and he's going to be looking pretty. He's making 5 Cyclones at a time. I don't really feel as though Cyclones are the sort of unit you should be making on the kind of a, in this sort of stage of the game, but obviously GuMiho feels good about it. Namshar will clean up these siege tanks. GuMiho actually has a lot of minerals in his bank. Not enough gas at the moment, I guess because he's massing cyclones, which he can build off all his factories, but isn't actually using the reacted factories for hellbats. He's actually only on 3 factories still. A lot less production than you would usually see at this stage of the game, as we're going to see. I don't even know what the cyclone upgrade is called nowadays. I actually have no idea, and for some reason my tooltips aren't on, so yeah, I'm not even sure what that's called right now, but it's on the way up to upgrade the cyclone. I think it's the first time I've actually casted this upgrade coming into the game, as Hellions and Cyclones come over to the right hand side. I'm going to see what they can do as they're going to start poking onto the creep. Some creep teamers will start to go down here, and the Cyclones is going to be picking off a couple of these creep teamers, and again the Ultra, the Hydra's pushing forwards. Third set of upgrades on both attack and plating for our Terran player. As we are going to see, the hatchery picked off down here. These Cyclone drops just doing so much. Obviously this gold base picked off earlier, and now Hellions find the mineral line to the top right, and Namshar continues to just bleed in this game at number 2. He is really, really hurting, as we're going to be seeing Hydras and Ultras pushing in and going to be picking off a couple more of these Hellbats. So a couple more Hellbats going on down, and well, more of these Hellions from GuMiho still moving around the map, still looking to see what else is happening. So many Cyclones, as you're going to see. Well, I mean, yeah. They're pretty good. Look at them with their little lasers at the front to show that they're upgraded. It actually is the first time I think I've seen this in a game. GuMiho obviously enjoying the new upgrades. I mean, GuMiho would be the one to try out all the new upgrades and to make things happen with them, as we're going to see the Hellions and Hellbats picking off a base up here yet again. Namshar is still just trying to hang on in. He does not want to let this slip, does not want to let this go. Ultra's coming in, killing off a few more Hellions over on the gold base here. Some Hydras getting to work now and then as well. Cyclones are back in play, and again, just another Queen or so going down as they back away once again. Hellbats have found some Hydras, and well, that's not a pretty situation for the Zerg player either. Namshar's just left, he's right, he's up, he's down. He just doesn't know where he needs to be, and he just never is seemingly in position in time any single time. And I guess these couple Hellbats still pushing up the right, and I mean, more Hellions through the center. Like, GuMiho is mostly killing him with Cyclones and Hellions at the moment, and that shouldn't really be happening 14 minutes in the game, but it is. And, well, you're going to see the Hellions obviously can kite very well against these Ultras. We're going to be seeing Cyclones lock on, and oh my god, the Vipers just disappear. They drop a lot of Blind Clouds at the tanks, a little bit late to the party, and they'll join in, and ooh, nice Blind Cloud again. I mean, these are good fights for Namshar. If he wasn't so dead already, like, maybe these are the whole fights that, well, actually, you know, I mean, still, if he wasn't so dead already, like, I was about to say, well, maybe, but then there's, like, more reinforcements. You look at the bank, GuMiho still has a bank to spend, he's still ahead in supply. It's going to be seeing these couple of Hellions morphing into Hellbats, and, well, Queen taking some damage as well. These couple of Ultras moving up the right side, and you're going to see these Vipers going to start consuming onto this hatchery as well. You're going to see the siege tank is going to finally get cleaned up. I mean, Namshar will be pushing this back finally, eventually. And again, a much better trade than you might have expected out of a Zerg player. I feel GuMiho, again, like, maybe just kind of playing with his food right now. Doesn't really need to play like this, could just play like tanks and stuff and just win this, but, well, I mean, for now, Namshar is still, you know, he's still in a tough spot, and I think GuMiho just having a little bit of fun here in a way. I really don't feel like he would play like this if it was a much closer game. I think he's just, well, having fun, expanding all over the map. Hellions diving into mineral lines. It's really making Namshar work for anything right now, and I mean, Namshar, as long as he has units, he's going to keep on trying. He's going to try and stay and try and survive. Cyclones lock on, and that Overseer does get picked off. It gets blown away over to the right-hand side. Hydras and Ultras gathering together once again, and Hellions going to move in towards the Hellbats. Well, here we go. Queen gets picked off as it tries to throw down creep. Yeah, the Cyclone upgrade makes, I believe it makes the lock-on to anti-air stronger. It basically just kind of does more damage. I'm not sure exactly. I forgot what the numbers were, because they kept changing it a lot during the patch notes, I believe, as Namshar crushes another army. Like, I mean, if he keeps on crushing armies like this, GuMiho might just be in trouble. Like, these Ultras are not currently dying, although 10 more Cyclones on the way. One of these Cyclones across the map going to work his way through this hatch. Some Hydras are being left at home to defend. There you go, I mean, Ultras, do they want to keep pushing? The problem is there's nothing to fight these Liberators on this side. Like, 5 Hydras isn't really enough. I mean, GuMiho is making his way closer than it ever should be. The army supplies are now even. if Namshar takes like one more good fight like he's been taking, like this could definitely go his way now. We'll just turn around once again. Hydras and Queens. Run some transfuses down to trade it out. Some Liberators sieging up in the skies also. Still just this army of the Zerg player just sitting out front on the creep as we see the Cyclones locking on just for a moment. Just grabbing themselves some extra damage on this ground army, just using their kind of power of kiting. Look at the lock-on power onto that Viper, just destroys it. I mean, a few abducts were traded for the Viper, so it wasn't that bad. You know, he kills some Cyclones in the process. Now tank Siege. Well, you know what? You know what? This isn't a bad fight for Namshar again. He's spreading out. The Ultras will do a lot. The tanks will go down. There's another wave of tanks. He'll work his way through the Liberators very easily. The Hydras in the back are doing well. There's still Ultras. Namshar's winning. He's won. He's actually won this game because GuMiho has been... I don't even know what he's been doing. Like, he's been playing this weird style and... Like, eventually he bled out. Like, he didn't... Like I say, like, he was very far ahead and he was having some fun. And like I said, Namshar was taking some good fights. And eventually, Namshar's taking enough good fights to win. Doesn't matter if you're on 80 workers as the Terran player and if you just kind of keep throwing, like, ineffective army compositions at your opponent. Like, is this really, like, how GuMiho plays? Like, he plays Cyclones, he plays Hellions late game? Because it just doesn't work against what Namshar's been building. And his counterattack again with the Cyclones is nice. Namshar killing bases now, up 25 army supply. A few lings picking off workers here and there, and now he comes down towards this planetary. I mean, this planetary should just die. He's going to commit onto it. Yeah, I mean, SCVs will prepare up, and SCVs will do a lot of repair. And actually, some units coming down. Will he be able to get the planetary? I think so. Planetary goes down. He loses a couple of units in the process. Now he'll back away. Cyclone's picking off the base of Namshar. He doesn't have a lot of income remaining. But neither does GuMiho. His gold base is gone. The bottom left base is oversaturated. So that's his one mining base right now. That is still his advantage over Namshar. Yeah, I think Namshar is just, you know, really taking every fight very seriously. And again, I just don't feel as though GuMiho's army has been the the right way to look at this. Is going to be seeing the Ultra again picked off there. And, well, Queen's transfusing. Could have saved the Ultra. That would have been nice. He still has a couple of them up, and they're going to be a big part of just being able to engage into the mech while not losing too many Hydras in the initial engagement. And this was absolutely crazy. There's a couple more Liberators coming on out. I mean, this is important. This could actually split up the tiebreaker here between GuMiho, Namshar, and Nurture, which we could very well be heading into if this was a 2-0 for GuMiho. More lings run in, they get picked off. Liberators get abducted, so they're out of siege mode as Namshar throws down the blinding clouds very nicely on top of the sieged up tank. It's going to go down without firing a single shot. Namshar's army supply is super close to being enough here, but I don't think it is enough to fight up onto that high ground, especially as Liberator's siege. Looks as though GuMiho has got himself together and finally got himself a bit of a better fighting army. Like, Tak's actually sieged up, Liberator's getting sieged as well. It seems as though this is what he needs. Is now Viper's getting picked off. He's going to lose another one before he does anything with it. The splash there is going to be enough, and I think GuMiho will end up taking game number 2. But my God, Namshar